You're listening to the Spend 10K a Day podcast, brought to you by the performance marketing experts at Mute 6. This is your source for cutting-edge insight into the world of online advertising from the team with more Facebook case studies in 2016 than any other agency on the planet. Here are your hosts, Steve Wise and Stuart Anderson.
Hey everyone, welcome back to today's podcast, to Spend 10K a Day. Today I have
Stuart Anderson
and me, Steve Weiss. Today we are going to be discussing some updates to the Facebook ads algorithm around video specifically.
Yeah.
So video is the new, obviously the hottest thing right now on Facebook. Facebook is prioritizing video in the news feed. They're prioritizing it in how they serve ad impressions, impression reach, et cetera, and the way advertisers are leveraging video specifically for direct response is becoming more and more fascinating.
Yeah, it's been a really great tool. A lot of people understand it's great top of funnel, but it's usable pretty much anywhere in the funnel. You can use it to create various different types of messaging, target it to people at specific stages of the funnel. There's a lot you can do with it, and it's very cost effective right now on Facebook.
More and more Facebook wants advertisers to set up conversion objectives around people to stay on Facebook.
Yeah.
And they're kind of rewarding advertisers for that. And the way advertisers, or specifically direct response advertisers, capitalize on these conversion objectives on Facebook is by allowing Facebook to build even better audiences for remarketing or re-engagement. AKA, I'm going to show you a video view campaign, and then I'm going to remarket it to all the people who've watched my video view campaign.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think especially if you've got a really effective video that's getting a lot of shares and things like that, something where the reach, the cost per view effectively is below a cent. You can build a remarketing audiences really quickly, even if you're being a little bit precise about it. With some of the tools we're going to talk about today in terms of video completion, because Facebook allows you to actually restrict audiences or narrow down audiences based on how much somebody has viewed of your video.
Yep. So Facebook updated their algorithm today, and they said that video completion is now going to be a huge variable in if they show your video on the newsfeed, both organic as well as paid.
It's huge.
Which is huge because now it's rewarding advertisers who create highly engaging, highly watched video content, especially DR advertisers who are creating interesting, engaging, and fun, ways of watching video.
Yeah. I mean, there's always been, for a while now, video ads, you had the ability to create these retargeting audiences and, narrow down, these remarketing audiences based on, did they watch 3 seconds? Did they watch 75%? Did they watch the whole thing? But this is taking it a whole other step, and it's, basically, enabling advertisers who are, as you say, creating highly engaging video content to get even better ad delivery.
Yep, and I think this goes back to the whole thing of let's create video just to have video conversation. I think there's a lot of brands out there who are like, whoa, we need to have videos in our DR ads because video is hot. Well, that's kind of the 1.0 version. That's kind of the year ago version of let's just generate some video just to have video. And what you saw was a lot of advertisers just cutting up their images, putting them together, and editing old video content. And the fact is that the next greatest thing on Facebook is actually becoming a real marketer on Facebook, figuring out the psychology of your users. What's going to disrupt their finger on the newsfeed? What are they going to watch for more than 10 seconds? And I think that's kind of the evolution, and that's kind of where Facebook really wants people to spend their time and energy. So video completion, I feel like, is the new CTR, it's the new click-through rate.
Yeah.
So now the question is when you produce videos, what is your organic video completion rate? What percentage of people seeing your video are actually completing it? Instead of looking at just the view, now the question is your completion rate, because now if you have a high completion rate on your video, now you could actually scale that campaign.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that I think is going to be really interesting for advertisers, because when we talk about length, a lot of the time we tell advertisers hey, if you can create a really engaging 30 to 45 second video, that's the sweet spot. You get somebody, you don't have to worry about keeping their attention for a long time, but you have enough time to tell a little bit of a story.
Yep.
So one of the things that's part of this update to Facebook's algorithm is, let's say they're trying to rank two different videos against each other in their algorithm. And, the same person has viewed 75% of a minute-long video, and they've watched 75% of a 5-minute video. The 5-minute video, even though there's similar percentage completion rates, the 5-minute one is going to be ranked higher because the total view time is higher. It's more engaging if you get somebody to watch 75% of something that's 5 minutes long versus 75% of a minute-long video.
Yep.
So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and it's all, it's part of the algorithm is view time, view percentage. I mean, the point is that, they want people engaging with the creative that we're producing. They want to be less and less looking like ads. If you can create a native ad experience to your user base, you're going to win on Facebook. And I feel like that's kind of the reason why, we're becoming, personally, me, Stu, and U6, we're becoming more of a creative focused agency where we're trying to continuously build our team around not just campaign people, but also creative people who understand how to build, ad images, how to understand video, how to understand the psychology of consumers, because so much of it now is psychology. It's not about hacking an algorithm or hacking a power editor. I think
it's a really important skill set. It's basically being able to say, how do we create something that's going to be high converting in video on Facebook, and how do we produce that as quickly as possible and as cost effectively as possible? It's a really, really important thing. It's in many cases as important or even more important sometimes than the optimization aspects of being a good campaign manager. That creative is super, super important.
Yep. Just to recap, high level of this new video completion update to the algorithm. Video is a new CTR. Basic video completion, should I say, is a new CTR. Now Facebook is basing how much ad reach you get on your ads based on video completion percentage. The more engaging, the more complete people watch your video, the better you're going to do on Facebook. And having a strategy around scaling your campaigns, especially your video ad campaigns on prospecting around video completion percentage, is probably the best of idea. We've already started doing that in-house of really figuring out, which videos are getting the highest completion percentages, and really figuring out which audiences and then scaling campaigns based around that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think to tie it all together here to kind of complete the episode, now we're looking at potentially a situation in which advertisers or content creators on the organic side as well, they should be looking at slightly longer content potentially.
Yep.
More engaging content. Do you think, if you're a Facebook advertiser right now, you might be looking and say, okay, I have these 30 to 45 second videos that I'm producing for Facebook. On my website homepage, I have this great video, but it's like 2.5 minutes long. Do you think some of them are going to be starting to put more ad dollars behind, promoting that website video right on Facebook and seeing how that performs?
It's possible. I mean, you're always thinking of just get someone to watch my video, top of funnel. Well, now the question is getting a little bit more marketing focused. If we can get someone top of funnel, when I say top of funnel, I've never heard of you, I've never seen you before. It's my first time I've ever engaged with you. If we can get them to watch a 1-minute video, how much from a probability perspective, is it probable that they're going to purchase an item later on down the funnel? Mm-hmm. And if you could make that work at a 1-minute video top of funnel, not a lot of people are really thinking about that. They're just thinking about like the best practices from 2 months ago, which was generate a shitload of video views top of funnel, remarket to those video views. Now the question is, if you take that to the next step, is how much can we get a large swath of consumers to watch a viral piece of content?
Yeah. It's a really good point.
How long and how much?
Yeah, and I think it's like anything in the space, it's going to be a lot of testing and iteration and kind of figuring out what works for your specific business.
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting, the reason why I love doing these podcasts is because it forces me personally to keep thinking about different angles and different areas of how to leverage, Facebook's ad algorithm. I think there's a lot of stuff that both me and Stu collectively don't know, and I think we're always learning, just as everyone at Facebook is, just as everyone who markets on Facebook is. And I think the evolution, though, I think is thinking of yourself as a big picture marketer and not someone who's trying to hack something.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's worth saying, show me a marketer who says he's done learning, and I'll show you a marketer who's completely wrong. Yeah. I think there's no one on earth, especially you and me, we're pretty good marketers. there's no marketer on earth who's ever done learning because everything's constantly changing.
Totally, I couldn't agree more. Well, thanks for your time Thanks for your time today. My apologies. Sometimes I have brain farts in the middle of podcasts, but thanks for everyone's time today. We're gonna be keeping this dialogue going on video. Video's such a hot topic right now, and I want to continuously focus our podcast around video, around our learnings, because there's just so much to share, and it's just such an amazing space and time to be a marketer.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time, guys.